Watch out behind you.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Billy.
Y'all get this thing over with. I want to get back to the luau.
Can I at least call to order first?
You can.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6:30. Call the special meeting of the Universal City Council to order. First, let's call for a quorum check.
Give me 1 second. Mayor Pro Tem Fitzpatrick?
Here.
Let me make sure we're not up. Okay. Sorry, Mayor Pro Tem Fitzpatrick?
Here.
Councilmember Goolsby?
Here.
Councilmember Putt?
Here.
Councilmember Rubal?
Here.
Councilmember Vaughn?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Super. I'll do the invocation tonight and then pledge of allegiance, and then we'll get back to the meeting. Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity to serve. Thank you for the ability to accept and fulfill my duty as an elected official. I ask that your guidance and wisdom to recognize the path you provide to fulfill your word. Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You seated?
And I do invocation.
You missed it too?
Did I really?
Yeah, you took your hat off for it.
You slept through that, didn't you?
I'm anxious.
It was short and sweet. Short and sweet.
Can't make this stuff up. There's no one signed up for citizens to be heard, so we'll move right into the purpose of the meeting. This is a special meeting to appoint to fill a council vacancy for the unexpired 2025-2027 city term. Pursuant to Texas Code Section 551074, personnel matters regarding deliberation about an appointment of a special officer. We're going into executive session at 6:32. And is that
What's that?
Oh, that's it.
Can we hear you, Mr. Bernal? Mr. Ball? Can you hear us? Okay.
Standing by, sir.
Okay. Reconvene at 6:36. Excuse me, I'm 7:36. Sorry, my apologies. Got that wrong. And at this point in time, I'll call for a vote. I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to appoint Patrick Day by passing Resolution 983-2025, which will appoint and enlist Patrick Day accordingly to fill the council vacancy for an unexpired 2025 city council term.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? Yes.
I'll just say that Patrick got 36% of the people who went into polls pulled the lever for Patrick, and I think that's not an insignificant amount, and I think we should be taking that into consideration heavily. So that's why I think we should be appointing him. Thank you.
Any other comments?
My only thing is we have been advised that 3 people won the election, 1 person lost, and that's why he was not considered to be moved into that spot. That, and personally, we never saw him except for one incident. Most of the residents I knew wanted to see him and talk to him and know more about him. So if he's really interested, Patrick, come on out. Let's spend the next year coming to meetings and seeing what's going on. That's my feeling.
Anyone else for, yes, ma'am?
I was going to say, with the guidance that we got from the election official that said that there was 3 people that won and 1 person that lost, and that we had to go to this appointment process, that once we had the opportunity to review the people that were nominated or had reached out, there were other candidates that I felt like were more qualified and would bring more to the table and were more of a known entity. And so for that reason, I will be voting no.
Mr. Revolt, did you have your hand up?
No, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Call for the vote.
Councilmember Vaughn,
Aye.
Councilmember Goolsby,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Fitzpatrick,
No.
Councilmember Putt,
No.
Councilmember Revolve.
Aye.
Motion failed.
Okay. In that case, then, we need to proceed. I need another motion for appointment.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move to appoint Mr. Ken Mintz by passing resolution 93-2025, which will appoint and list Mr. Mintz according to fill the council vacancy for the unexpired 2025-2027 council term.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Can we have a second discussion? Get that?
No.
Discussion? No discussion, then call for the vote.
Councilmember Revolve,
Aye.
Councilmember Vaughn,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Fitzpatrick,
No.
Councilmember Goolsby,
No.
Councilmember Putt.
No.
Motion failed.
We'll go for a third motion to appoint.
Mr. Mayor, because I came in second place to Mr. William Shelby on every occasion that we were voted on, I move to appoint William Shelby by passing Resolution 983-2025, which will appoint and list William Shelby accordingly to fill the council vacancy for an unexpired 2025 to 2027 city council term.
Second?
I second.
Discussion? Yes.
So, William and I didn't agree on everything. We argued a few times. He is not the first council member to have dropped a pencil. He won't be the last. I do believe that Mr. Shelby has a vision for the city that it moves along in the direction that I see the city going. And again, we don't always have to agree. We don't always have to agree. We still get along. We still get along. So there are certain things that you don't like about me. I know it. You've told me. And I'm fine with that. And this is not this has not been an easy decision. There are a lot of very valid candidates. I had a very specific set of qualifications in my head, and seeing William's name just made me happy. It also caused me some consternation. That meant I wouldn't be the tallest one on council anymore. So I'm not sure we haven't stood side by side. Yeah, so I'm going to be quiet at this point. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor. I watched William for 8 years on council, and yes, he does argue a lot. And no, he doesn't always make the right choices. None of us do. But I always felt that he was fair, There were a lot of initiatives that William took that was for the betterment of our city, and they have all come to fruition, which we're really kind of proud of. Did I say the wrong word? Fruition. Fruition, I'm sorry. All of the candidates really, it was a hard decision, and I'm hoping that the candidates who were not appointed tonight take it and spend this year being involved and being on boards and being on commissions and going to the workshops and finding out what's going on and run the next time. This is the first year I think we've had so much interest from highly intelligent, determined, good people. And so I really want them to stay involved and want to be involved from here on out. But I think with William coming on board, 8 years, we're not going to have a hiccup. We're going to move forward. He's done 8 budget sessions and he understands. So that's my reason for the support. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Anyone else? What?
I'll be voting no tonight, mainly because I think there are other candidates that I would prefer to see sitting up here. I know that Shelby proposed an ordinance that wasn't very popular, and I got a lot of heat from it, and I think people are concerned that something like that might happen again. We also just had somebody quit for what they perceived to be bullying, and I am concerned that that might continue. So I would like to reduce the temperature on council, and I'm concerned that may not happen. So that's why I'll be voting no.
Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Pope?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I believe that former Councilman Shelby does represent experience in council. However, that said, we need members of council who can understand the financial status of our city and have credentials that are established to move our city forward rather than behind. It's been said on this dais tonight that Mr. Shelby has moved our city forward with regard to the right, quote-unquote, right choices. I think that this is not true of his historic record, and I therefore cannot support Mr. Shelby for nomination for council. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. I was in a unique perspective because I started attending the meetings when my husband and I moved here in 2017. So I didn't know any of the players up here. We barely knew Tom Maxwell, who was also on council, but just got to observe them quietly and listen to city business and was shocked. I'd never paid attention previously, and I found it to be fascinating and kind of got hooked on it, kind of became a little junkie. And I was very impressed with William over those 7 years when I was watching him on the dais. He asked thought-provoking questions. He really showed an ability to understand concepts and kind of quickly wrap his head around things that were changing and needed to be understood. He had a unique ability up here to ask questions in such a way that would elicit information that would help the general public understand more of the more challenging concepts. He did that better than anybody up here. So I watched him and I was very impressed with him. I thought he did a great job. There was the one social issue that he brought up here. It really, in the end, it ended up being a nice discussion up here on council where they talked about everybody is treated with respect here in Universal City so that this change wasn't necessary. But I don't think that was a bad conversation to have. Would I ever advocate for having a social issue discussed up here that is not impactful or bring in national politics? Absolutely not. I don't think this is a place. We don't need any more division in our city. We need to come together and work together for the good of our city. And I saw William do that for 7 years. So I feel very comfortable that when I was looking at these people that this really would be the best thing for UC, the residents, the businesses, the employees of the city, and people that visit us. I think that he brings a tremendous value to the dais. So that's why I'll be voting yes.
Any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Goolsby,
Aye.
Councilmember Putt,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Fitzpatrick,
Aye.
Councilmember Revolt,
A,
nay?
nay,
Okay,
No.
thank you. Councilmember Vaughn,
No.
motion carried.
Council member, you will be sworn in on Tuesday night. Congratulations. Thank you. With that being said, meeting is adjourned. 7:49.
I'll see you up there. Do some good things. I promise. That's the goal, yeah. Yes.
So I was, looking at it with a different